Hey there, Internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of TV Thursday. Today I am going to talk about the USS Callister episode of Black Mirror. Black Mirror is one of those shows that I always enjoy what I've watched, but it's such a heavy kind of show and I would say mentally, emotionally taxing show often that I can't ever. This is one of those weird shows where I can't binge it because I'll get to the end of an episode and be like, yeah, I need to just not be looking at my computer or TV or whatever for a little while. So, good job, Black Mirror. But the USS Callister episode is the first episode of the latest season, season 4, and I really enjoyed it. I get that some people might not, but as somebody who grew up with like Star Trek in the house as a regular occurrence, I really enjoy kind of the Star Trek vibe that it evokes. My father was a super diehard Trekkie and Trekker, and so I'm very familiar with that show. And so, if you're unfamiliar, USS Callister stars Jesse Plemons, who was in Friday Night Lights and later seasons of Breaking Bad, as kind of a rundown CTO of an online gaming company, online video game company, and his more charming, more successful CEO, Jimmy Simpson, played by Jimmy Simpson of Westworld, kind of like takes all the glory, has gotten all the glory, and we open the show seeing Plemons' character at like living out his fantasy as the captain of this ship. And then we find out after the fact, as the episode goes on, that this is, it's kind of a fantasy that he's living out, but it's also a fantasy of his own creation because he has built in a little mod within his online space game so that he can play basically the captain of the USS Callister. And he has this ability to take DNA from people that he knows, or anybody really, and he incorporates them into the game. And so he puts it in a little analyzing jar thing. It says, okay, this is who this person is, and it codes them into the game. And then, so in the first time we see him, it's, very cheesy, like 70s swagger kind of thing, a la the original Star Trek. And then we see him kind of beat down at work in his real life, and we see, oh hey, it's that person who was in his little fantasy thing, and oh hey, it's that person who was in the little fantasy. So we see that he's populating his game with coworkers, and a new coworker starts, played by Kristen Milioti, who probably best known as the mother from How I Met Your Mother. I am a fan of hers. She was in the musical version of the film Once. She was in Once on Broadway as the girl in that, and phenomenal. She's like a new coder coming on to help the game have their like end of the year patch update, and she's coming in to work on the game, and she's a huge fan of Plemons' character, and basically like fangirls over him a little bit, and he reads it as like, oh, she's maybe interested, but he ends up finding out through like office water cooler talk that she's not at all. He puts her in the game anyway, and then kind of we get to see a much darker side of him start playing out, where he's running these people through like his own little fantasies, and they're stuck there. Like, he has created these very real life-like computer AI program things that are so based off of their original personas that they effectively feel like they're trapped in this game. And they try and get out, but he's got a whole bunch of fail-safes in. The thing is like not connected to the net necessarily, or something like that. And he just we start seeing him be like a much more vindictive captain who's just like aggressive, and we start hearing about the things he's done in the past and how he took a woman that used to work in marketing or something and turned her into like a monster creature thing. It's a very again, it's Black Mirror, so it's a very dark take on this kind of thing. And I really enjoyed it. You like, it's fun getting to see these kind of the crew in their off time, basically, when he's not in the game, they're just shooting the shit, talking about what bullshit it is and what they were like in the real world, and wondering what the real world's like these days, and then the straw that breaks the camel's back for Kristen Miliotti's character is that in USS Callister regulations, like, sex is a no-no, so they don't have like private parts. They don't have, like, and she's like, stealing my pussy's my last straw or whatever. So they concoct a plan to reach to the outside world and kind of tear down his little world from within. And it's just a very entertaining episode. Lots of good little video game stuff, lots of great little Star Trek stuff. And I really enjoyed the episode. I haven't had a chance to really dive into any of the other episodes for the season. I instead decided to maybe try and go back and watch some of the older episodes from seasons past that I haven't caught, because I've really only probably watched 4 or 5 episodes scattered throughout of the show. So, but yeah, it won me over. There are rumors that they're going to use it as a spin-off to create a spin-off show. I don't think that there's really a need to or a reason to, since you've already got a Star Trek on the air and you've already got Seth MacFarlane's Star Trek-like show on the air. So I don't think we really need a third one, even if it is, coming from the team behind Black Mirror and the quality writing that they put together. But all in all, I really enjoyed this episode, and I would be interested in watching. I like the characters and the performers especially, so I would certainly be interested in watching a follow-up series if they made one, but I'm also not going to hold my breath on it. So those are my thoughts on the Black Mirror episode USS Callister. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.